In the late afternoon of May 25, 1979, everything at Chicago's O'Hare Airport felt ordinary. The sky was clear, the runway was dry, there were no storms, no warnings, no signs of danger. American Airlines Flight 191 lined up for takeoff, carrying 258 passengers and 15 crew members, bound for Los Angeles. At 3:04 p.m., the engines roared, and the aircraft accelerated down the runway. Seconds later, the plane lifted into the air. And then, something happened that should never happen. Just moments after liftoff, the left engine, weighing more than 6 tons, tore away from the wing. Not shut down, not damaged, it ripped completely off. The engine flipped upward, struck the wing, and disappeared behind the aircraft. Inside the cockpit, the pilots only knew one thing: they had lost engine number 1. But what they didn't know was far worse. When the engine separated, it destroyed critical hydraulic and electrical systems. Power to the warning alarms was lost, flight control systems were damaged, and the slats on the left wing, essential for lift during takeoff, suddenly began to retract. Without those slats, the left wing started losing lift. The aircraft began rolling sharply to the left. The crew fought back, applying full right control, trying desperately to stabilize the plane. But at barely 300 feet above the ground, they were running out of time. The plane continued to roll. A stall was developing. And with no functioning warning system, the pilots had no indication of what was happening. Following standard procedure for engine failure, they raised the nose to climb. But in this situation, that action made everything worse. The aircraft slowed, the stall deepened, and control slipped away. Just 31 seconds after leaving the ground, Flight 191 slammed into an airport hangar at the edge of the runway. A massive fireball erupted. The fully fueled DC-10 was instantly destroyed. All 271 people on board were killed. 2 workers inside the hangar also lost their lives. It became the deadliest aviation accident in American history. The shock was immediate. How could a modern passenger jet simply lose an engine in midair? Investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board launched one of the most intense accident investigations ever conducted. Debris was scattered across thousands of feet, but one discovery quickly stood out. The engine had not failed. It had broken away. And the fracture pointed toward a structural failure in the pylon, the massive steel structure that attaches the engine to the wing. Attention turned to the aircraft's maintenance history. 8 weeks before the crash, the left engine had been removed for routine servicing. But instead of following the manufacturer's approved procedure, maintenance crews used an unofficial shortcut. Rather than separating the engine from its mounting structure, they removed both together using a forklift. The process saved time, but it placed extreme stress on critical attachment points. During reinstallation, the heavy engine and pylon were forced back into position. In that moment, a tiny crack formed inside the metal. It went unnoticed, invisible to the naked eye, but with every flight, the crack slowly grew. Until, on May 25th, it finally reached its breaking point. One shortcut, and 31 seconds that changed aviation forever.